Welcome back. Well, are you recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Welcome back to another Mart Wall. In the previous episode, we've acknowledged that Cannon has window error noises going up in his brain, and we've just gotten access to candies and sweets.
I just realized
We are now at WB
the
store.
thing that you put on my screen is much more accurate.
The Windows error. Nah, what I need to do is put that one thing of iFunny on the screen on
Oh,
loop.
jeez. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Crop.
It's very accurate.
Imagine if we
yeah.
like redid the store and only sold like one item, but we had a lot of it.
That'd be funny. Except people would constantly be complaining that, where's your this? Where's your this?
Where's my almonds and peanut brittle?
Where's this?
Sir, we only sell egg soap here.
We only sell condoms.
Well, you see, the Trojans told you not to use it twice, but they did it anyway.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, welcome back. I am still.
He's knocking on wood.
Hey, now that it's the next episode, it's 30 minutes later, so I have now stayed up an entire.
More than 30 minutes, but alright.
An entire 24-hour period.
Yes, thank you. 24 hours.
And I had to suffer through 36-hour period. So I understand the agony and the loopiness in your eyes going cross-eyed and seeing Winnie the Pooh dancing along and doing the hula.
What did you do to stay up for
Thief! Thief!
30.
Thief! 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 Thief!
36?
Okay, so what happened was I did my normal staying up thing, which you know how that goes. I wake up, stay up for about 16 some hours, roughly give or take each day, and then I go to bed.
Which is normal, because
Well-
usually you get about 8 hours of sleep. A lot of usually wires.
At the bare minimum as an adult. Yeah. Then I had to stay up later in the day because we were having some guy coming. We were having some guy coming over to spray our house for. What was it? Yeah, it was spraying our
And
house
you
for
didn't-
fleas.
You didn't do any form of napping at all?
No, because I didn't want to miss the guy, and I'm very untrustworthy with taking naps. As
Okay.
you said it before, my naps turned to sleeps. Whoops.
Yeah.
But I stayed up and expected it was going to be like a quick. He comes in, sprays the house, and that's it. Well, first bump in the road, he was late. Second bump in the road, I couldn't get one of the cats into the crate to take him outside because we're not supposed to have any animals in the house for that while he's spraying.
Which makes sense. Deadly.
Yeah. So I had to tell my grandma to come home because she needed to help me catch one of the cats because the cat doesn't like me. They ran and hid. I could not get them at all. And by then, it was already like 11 in the in the morning. Almost got my time switch there. And then by the time then the guy showed up and sprayed the house. And I was thinking, oh, okay, what a relief. I get to go to bed. Oh, no, we got to sit here for several hours.
But isn't
to
that only
let the thing settle.
24 hours at that point?
No, because that's where the bump in the road came, is I had to stay up much later just because we had to let the thing sit. We weren't allowed to go inside at all for that.
So when was the threshold of the 24 hours?
It would have been about 2 o'clock. I might have actually added a
So-
couple extra hours, so it's probably more like, let's see here. So that would have been the 24-hour mark, and I couldn't go inside till like 7 in the afternoon, so that was like an extra 4 hours. So that was like 28 hours. So yeah, I was over by a couple extra hours.
Hmm.
My bad.
So the day prior, you woke up at 2.
That was when I was on a better sleep schedule. When my sleep schedule was maintained at, I get up at 2, go to bed at like 5.
Yeah, once you hit that 24-hour mark, any time after that, it's like.
Yeah, it starts to drag you down, your balls scraping the floor, your eyes go cross, and you're wondering why you're seeing Donkey talking to Shrek and doing the hula. You know, normal, I can't understand what's going on things.
Yeah, but you're too tired to give a fuck on why it's happening.
Yeah, this is very accurate. That's very accurate.
You're
don't
just
have a
like,
care in the
oh,
world.
hi, Shrek. How-
Hi, donkey. Why are you looking at me, you stupid?
There's a soda man in the fucking this corner.
It'd be funny if we got a cardboard cutout. Stick the guy behind one of the things.
Next
Just have him
to
staring
this
at the
thing.
customers.
The pillar. Pillar.
Propeller? I barely know
No,
her.
not that pillar. This pillar. The pillar in the wall.
Yeah? What about him?
There's a soda can.
Ah, got it.
There we go. Clean up.
Propeller? I barely know her.
Pillar to where?
I don't know. Japan. Then again, that might be too good because Japan's got some great prices compared to the average
great.
average fellow you American pay.
You know, I was actually on a Japan shopping website. I don't know how I got there. But I was checking something. Actually, I remember how I got there. Surprised that I remember. Nope, it's gone now.
That's margarine. Where's hummus? Where did I put the hummus?
Oh, right.
Hummus.
I was researching
is.
into
pufferfish.
shirts that had central cooling in them, like fans. But for some reason, only Japan has fucking designed them. There's none in America, and if they are in America, they suck ass.
The only thing, something similar to that I'm aware of was the fan tie, where it's like you pull the tie down just a little bit, and then like a fan would kind of eject and it'd start blowing, but you always had to have a battery pack on you.
Yeah. So, like,
That's like the one drawback.
because most of the things you see is like a jacket you put on, and then it blows central air throughout your butt crack.
Accurate.
Which is nice, but it's always the same puffy ass jacket. So it's like, well, no fucking fashion in that. So I was trying to look
No.
into a shirt that you could wear that has the same effect, but it's a shirt. So you could wear it under something. Specifically for when I want to do my TV head cosplay, because I have to wear a full business suit for that one.
Yeah, and those are
Business
very hot
suits
to
are
dick
really
around in.
fucking warm. So having an air-conditioned shirt to put under it would be a god. So I was looking into
You're
that.
just walking around the convention, and people are wondering why you're drenched. It's like, oh yeah, it's central cooling. It's like, isn't that like air? No, it's just a bunch of water. I have to drag around this like backpack full of it.
You know, they do have that.
I know, I had one. I don't remember why, but I had one. It was like a backpack that
Where-
had, like stored water, and I drink it.
No. Where you have a quote unquote backpack. It's not a backpack, more like a pouch of water that's strapped to your back, and that water will be pulled up and filtered through piping throughout the vest, I think it was. It's essentially a water cooler, but instead of it being for a computer, it's for you.
I mean, hey, like that's like one thing I think we need to like.
It's pretty cool, but it
improve upon.
was too bulky for my purpose.
Yeah. But like, I
So-
think that's one thing that like needs to be improved upon is like clothing needs to be more breathable, more manageable. Because like the I step outside. Oh hey, yeah. Guess what? I'm sweating and drenched in everything, and I'm drowning in it
Yeah,
because I'm not
that-
being able to like.
That's the problem.
vent-
Because I was looking into temperature reduction.
Yeah,
And-
that's a good word.
The biggest problem that I'm running into is most of them is like this wonderful shirt. It activates with your sweat. So when you start sweating, it will take the sweat and it will bring it into the fabric and then suck out the heat and cool you down instantly. It's like, yeah, that's great. Except I don't fucking sweat.
Yeah, some people don't. Sometimes they just get hot, and that's about all that happens.
Yeah, because of my heat problem, I literally can't sweat. which is probably why I have the heat problem in the first place.
I mean, that would make sense because the body's way of cooling you off automatically is to.
Yeah, I literally asked ChatGPT about it. I'm like, how does our body? Because I was actually asking how our body generates heat, and you want to know the ironic part? Heat generation is a byproduct. It doesn't even do it on purpose.
Just a byproduct of our brain cells.
It's a byproduct of our metabolism digesting food.
That is actually quite bizarre, but quite interesting.
It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding. Are you saying that we're only warm-blooded because it's just a byproduct?
What? You're telling me I could have been living in the Alps without being cold?
Fucking insane. But
Yeah,
So
that's when you
I
just-
started
that's when
asking,
you, like, chug a bunch of ice.
ChatGPT about like heat and whatnot, and eventually got to, well, how do you cool down? And it's like, what's the main way that the body cools down? And yeah, the main ultimate way that reigns supreme is sweat.
Yeah, which is bizarre because it doesn't feel like it. I'll be honest. It makes it feel worse, but that's probably the combination of being hot and then it feeling like mildew.
Yeah,
Or,
because
like,
then
humidity.
you feel gross. But yeah,
Yeah.
essentially what it does is you release water, and then the water is on your skin, and then
And the water
the air
releases you.
cools. Then you float into the atmosphere.
Oh, the brother's floating.
But the problem with my body is when I heat up, my body will try to sweat, but that's when my body, at the same time that tries to sweat, is like, what the
No.
fuck is this? And it will treat that reaction as an immune response instead. So instead of getting sweat, I get histamines.
Nitroglycerine?
No,
What?
histamines.
Yeah, I know. Histometers.
Which then causes an allergic reaction instead. It fucking
Fun.
sucks. And that's why I break out in hives and become extremely itchy. So before I get to sweat, I get agony instead. Technically, I can sweat, but it's extremely light, and I have to go through some serious fucking pain to just get a little bit.
Ah! Ah! Yeah.
Yes,
It's just agony in a nutshell.
It's not fun. You ever been bitten by like a fucking horsefly or a decently sized mosquito? Where it's not
Yeah.
that itchy type of bite, it's the painful type of bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I've had
picture
those.
that, but a million times over every inch of your body. That's what it is.
Even my genitalia, El Fuego.
Especially your genitalia.
El
Nah,
Fuego.
it's mainly your back. That's the main spot. It's a wave of fucking stabs all across your back. And then your head is next. It's weird how it affects.
Then your head comes next.
Yeah.
After it
The
gets
really
bitten a million
annoying
times.
ones are the foot. Because it's like a stab in your
Yeah.
foot and you're like, yeah, and you have to, bend all the way down to scratch your fucking foot. It's really annoying.
Or in my case, it's kind of like, like you have, like your feet are just so tough or durable, whatever way you want to put it. So it's when you scratch, it's not that satisfying itch.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking try harder.
You gotta fucking scrape your fucking skin just to get the scratch you're looking for.
Well, what's bizarre for me is because, there's that difficulty. Well, I have a broken USB, so I'll just take that and kind of just, scratch it.
Hmm.
Because it's a little metallic and it don't work anyway. Nobody else needs it. Nobody else uses it. So, I found a use for it. Not the best idea, but hey, it works. Better than me trying to, do it and I, bend my nails in weird, funky ways that hurt.
Yeah.
Like when you try and grab something and then, your nail just hits it just right to where the nail bends completely back or something.
That's
And
where
it's like-
you let your two big toes let both of their nails grow out and just use that as a scratcher. Quite effective.
That's not wrong. That's a good point. I mean, it's accurate. It helps in the end.
Now, when I say get longer, I'm just meaning slightly longer to where it can scratch, not disgusting long.
Not the really disgusting curly
Good
toenails
God.
that look like they've been there for 6 to 8 years.
So nasty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue. It's quite disgusting.
Unfortunately, I have the tendency of over-clipping, so...
Ingrown toenail!
Yeah, don't get me started.
I can get you started. On this great deal we have at Cannons Plus.
That's just,
There's no deal. He doesn't actually have a website. Not yet. Give him a couple years.
yeah.
Give him a couple minutes. Just a random website pops up.
There we go. I got it. .gov.
I got that .gov website.
I'd have to be in the military to actually do that. Which is funny that
Accurate.
you can technically do that if you're in the military.
Accurate. I mean,
Imagine if I had a fucking merch store that was a .gov link. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Cannon.glove.
Glove.
Yeah,
It's just some
Cannon.glove.
Gloves.
Yeah, you just sell
Oh, the
gloves.
shop's over.
Yeah, now we just need to resupply the store.
You got it. We
Hey,
made-
too expensive stuff for too expensive.
Well, good for them. What? I'm fine.
Are you?
No, no.
No, bro.
My brain won't let me lay it right now.
You barely have a single synapses firing in your brain.
Yeah, for some reason I was talking about Japan. Why?
Because you were buying a shirt and it was air cooling.
Right. So I was buying an air cooling shirt, or I was browsing at least, trying to find one. American has fucking dog shit for that.
Oh, it's because they're made cheaply and people are doing it to try and get a fast buck.
Yeah. So I was browsing around and I was checking their prices and whatnot, and it's like you see some of these, and I mean the prices are pretty similar to the American prices when you think about it. You look at them and it's like, oh yeah, this is about 150,000 yen. You're like, damn, that's a lot of yen. Then you do the conversion, it's like $100, well, $107, and you're like, huh, yeah, that seems about right for an air cooling shirt. Yeah. The only problem is,
Yeah.
I tried to check out what ordering it would be like, because this is a full-on Japanese website. Yeah. No.
I couldn't tell myself from dick from balls.
They wanted to know what province I was in.
Ancient Chinese proverb.
It's like,
Doshohu,
what?
Guindigu.
And they wanted to know it was a Japanese word, and I was like, it's like Fisser? I was like, what? And it's like, this is required. And it's like, what? What am I supposed to
What
put
do you
here?
mean?
And I looked it up, and I still didn't know.
Yeah, all I can say is like the idea is like as it sits now, if anyone's buying anything from overseas, you might want to buy it like before stuff gets crazy. Where did the milk go? I lost it. I saw the milk and then I lost it. Where'd the milk go? Where'd the milk go, Jesse?
Bottom middle.
Oh, dairy is on the bottom, right?
Where the fuck is the
See-
sugar?
Top left
There it
on
is.
that shelf. You about shoved me and I almost put the yogurt on the wrong shelf. Man, how can you mess up your own ordering system? Ah! You think they'd have an option to turn collision on or off?
That'd be nice.
I mean, it'd be nice, but then where's the fun in that? I mean, you and I keep bumping into each other in the in the doorways because we both seem. Oh, I need to go in here now. Oh no, I need to go in here. Oh hey, I ran into you again. Oh, whoops, I'm so sorry. Oh hey, the fish has made a resurface.
Mm-hmm. I was yawning.
Fish? Yeah, well, it reminded me of the fish. I've already had to point it out to you that your toad impression sounds like one of the Huey. Which one is it? It was the red duck from the original DuckTales. Now you can't unhear it.
Dark, do you remember the name of the red DuckTales?
No,
The red duck.
because they had different names in my country.
Oh.
Okay, what was their names in your country?
Fnatte, fnatte, chatte.
Why am I not surprised?
I'll be honest, I think I felt the synapses in my brain explode. I had the fucking.
Oh no. Not another one.
I could have swore my eyes would have gone cross-eyed if I could. That was
Simple.
not the
Yeah,
response I was expecting, honestly.
I mean, ours is literally fucking Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Fucking identical besides the first letters. What a
Yeah,
surprise that
that's
his would be
accurate.
similar.
Fair enough. Oh wait, did he say all three of the names at once?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Det var
Oh, I
knatte,
thought you just said the
Fnatte.
one.
and chatte.
I thought.
How is my brain able to process that?
Because mine's stupid. Okay, I was right. Huey is the red duck, which is ironic.
Okay.
I googled.
Yeah, so apparently, for all you people that are,
Lovely viewers.
my brain
do it.
stopped. That are
Lovely
watching
viewers. Say it.
the
Say it, lovely viewers.
that are watching the Mario series. For the people that are watching the Mario series, apparently, whenever I do my Toad, I sound like which one did you say?
Huey.
With an H?
H as in hammer. I can't say that first one. Maybe. I don't know.
Hag. So
No. let's say it had to do with World War II.
Hitler. So
Nah, it wasn't him, but he caused it.
homicide.
Holocaust. You're close.
Oh. Dang. I'll get it next time.
Maybe. It depends how loopy your brain isn't. But yeah, your his hit. Nope.
What was I talking about?
Yep. Your Toad impression sounded like Huey in your Mario
Yeah,
playthrough.
so whenever I do my Toad, I keep in mind I apparently sound like Huey.
From the
So,
original DuckTales, not the new one.
If,
The
if
original.
you guys know who Huey
1996.
is and you like that voice, then great news. And if you hate it, great
I don't
news.
know what to tell you. Great news. You can leave.
We always hated Toad anyway.
If you like it, we're happy you like it. If you don't like it, well, thank you for joining in our pain. Even though you two are the only ones really suffering, I'm not tearing my throat out doing Toad because I just can't.
Because you're
You're a baby.
Oh yeah. We'll just
shit on
say
him.
we'll just say that, okay? We'll stick with that story and pretend like everything be
I
okay,
just
okay?
bought all this shit. How are we still missing so many things?
Because there's a lot of things and she keeps dragging the boxes out.
This slut.
It's pronounced slut.
No. That's the Swedish word for end.
Oh, I thought that was just an end.
No. Am I right?
I thought it was just over.
Swedish man, am I right?
Yeah, slut means the end.
Ah.
you were waiting for it. You're just like, please tell me.
I only know this
Tell me I'm
because
not wrong.
because Finding Nemo ends in the most hilarious way.
Yeah, it says slut.
It just says slut.
Yeah, it's pronounced slut in our language. It's pronounced slut in his.
But
Very bizarre.
Just
Ow, I
seeing
bit my
the
tongue.
end of the fucking just seeing the end of the fucking movie.
Hey, at least
where it's
mine
all
would.
nice.
I'm sorry, but when you bit your tongue, it was funny. Okay. It just sounded so pathetic because it genuinely hurt.
Yeah, it really fucking hurt.
My tongue.
And I made it funny by continuing doing the voice while my tongue was bitten.
My tongue. It reminds me of the little goofy animation of Harry Potter. It's like, Wingardium Leviosa. The table rises up and smacks her in the face. Just, I bit my tongue.
But what was I talking about?
Huey, and your Toad
No.
impression, and how you didn't like it.
Af-
And then you were talking about slut, the language of the Swedes.
Yeah, at the
and
end of
how
Finding
the-
Nemo, it's just calm
Nemo.
music. The picture of the ocean, it zooms out. It's nice and calm, and then just in tiny little letters, slut.
Slut.
It's the best. Derek, do you know what slut means in our
Yeah.
language?
whore.
Okay. Just making
I was
sure.
gonna ask, do you know what a lot lizard is? But I was like, that might not make sense for him.
So that's just one word for whore.
Yeah.
Accurate. I mean, I
Oh,
didn't know what a lot lizard was until I went to college.
Man,
And
I
my
can't
teacher's the one
believe
who told me.
Swedish children got told a whore in the movie theater.
Well, you got to think about it this way. It was earlier in the year before people got defensive about everything.
Oh.
Like you go back like 40 years, you could drive around without a seatbelt because it was legal then. You could stand in the floorboard of the car. It was legal. It wasn't until all the accidents and hazards became a big thing and people started caring. That's not an incorrect statement. You could until all the bad stuff happened.
Until probation. I'm not sure if it was probation that stopped it.
I think you're thinking of the word prohibition.
What
That
the
could
hell
be
was I
completely
saying?
Dave!
Two!
Get him! Get him! Okay. You were thinking of parole. No, that was not the right word.
No, I didn't say that.
Prostate.
No.
No.
It sounded very similar to the one you said.
Prohibition. That's the word. You just said
Oh, I broke the
prohibition.
audio of the game. That's great.
You broke the audio for beating the crap out of the thieves.
Is prohibition
Yeah,
a word?
it's crisp now.
Yeah, prohibition's a word.
No, not prohibition. The one I said.
Prohibition?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is awful.
Is it just my accent?
No,
am I getting rid of the
the
pro?
music
No,
is,
it's not. It's
awful.
not a word. It's prohibition.
Oh.
Prohibition isn't a word. So yeah, it was your slur. Yours
I
your
don't-
bad English.
I don't know if it's my brain flatlining or if it's actually just the way I talk where I don't say the part.
Prohibition. It's like a caterpillar. I say caterpillar.
Ugh, don't even get me started on caterpillar.
Honestly, I find it like I'm amused at how some people pronounce words differently. I like genuinely.
Well,
Yes,
here,
some of them will
my-
annoy me.
let me go on a light rant about that. My fucking sisters screwed me over with caterpillar. To this day.
Caterpillar.
No. When I was young, in the learning phase of words and whatnot, I don't know why they did it, but they said cal-a-pitter,
Oh, calipitter.
and that permanently ingrained in my fucking brain. So now, every time I think of one, I have to process it and be like, it's cat. So, before I say the word
Caterpillar, not caterpillar.
cat-a-pitter, bitter, I have to emphasize the cat part. So whenever I say that word, you'll always hear me emphasize it. Just always now. It's unconsciously. I will always emphasize that now. It's like, yeah, geez, thanks, thank you for fucking that over for me forever.
Dave.
Because
Nice job.
it wasn't until I was like
Last week.
14.
50.
It was, yeah. Like, they genuinely fucked me up for a long time.
I'm just
Where I was saying
amused with how like
caterpillar instead of caterpillar.
yeah, I'm just amused with it because like some people will say like syrup or syrup.
Ugh.
I will mess with them on purpose and I say, oh, I don't say either. I say syrup. The look on their
about-
face is funny.
What about caramel or caramel?
Caramel?
Okay, one at a time. I just heard a caramel.
That was me. I said caramel.
You do the
Yeah, I
No,
say
that's the
caramel.
Swedish pronunciation, though.
Kernel Space Program.
Nah, that's not genuine. I say I'll actually use it both ways. I'll say caramel. And other times, if someone doesn't hear me the first time,
Caramel.
I say caramel, just because they didn't hear me the first time.
I do both depending on the situation. It's one of those
Yeah.
ones where you can use both.
Yeah, you could use both. I just like the
I do
idea.
caramel
like,
if
anybody-
you're lazy, and you do caramel if you're trying to be specific.
Yeah, I just like the idea of completely messing with everybody and saying something else entirely between the two options. I go for the invisible third one, but that's way more bizarre.
Yeah.
So instead of caramel or caramel, caramel.
I'm trying to think of other things. Okay, how about this? Do you guys have a custom word for things that's just wrong, but it's yours? What the hell is happening on the TV?
That's a great question because I don't know because like I don't
What?
like one
What?
idea that springs to mind is I say a whirlybird.
Really?
It's those like it's those seeds that are on those leaves that spin when they come down.
Oh, the God, what did I call those? They were like
I
helicopters.
call them whirlybirds. Not sure how many people actually use that phrase.
I've heard it before. Whirlybirds is pretty common actually. I know that I called them helicopter something. They had another adjective.
I think I know
Whirligig.
what you're calling.
Could just be
I
called
think
helicopter seeds.
Yeah,
But
they could just be called helicopter seeds. I just call them
For
whirlybirds, but I also know how many people use that
example,
phrase.
what do you guys call the bugs that sleep for like 19 years, wake up, scream, have sex, and die?
Cicadas.
Right.
Cicadas.
I call them cicadas.
I call them, I don't know, because I don't ever really see, nor do I mess with
Again.
them ever.
There are no
Anytime I
cicadas
was
in
like-
Sweden.
I know, like, it's like, oh, hey, it's cicada.
And it's like,
cicada.
I know for a fact that the way that I say it is incorrect. I will never change the way that I say it because it's my own way. And I like mine.
And I did it.
I don't know how
I
I know I picked it up from New York. I don't know if it was the local lingo or what. I don't know where I picked it up from, but I like the sound of it.
I like
Or
it,
I just
and
made it
want
up by myself, so both me and my mother call them cicadas. She picked up the cicada word from me.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is kind of like original as a word to me instead of it being pronounced whatever it is.
Yeah.
The only
I
thing
heard
I can
about
think
the-
of outside of that is instead of using the regular swear words, I come up with my own things just to mess
I
with
heard
people.
about
Well,
the
not really to mess with
grasshopper
people.
called the
Well, yeah,
wart eater.
I got fantabelastic, the word that I thought of.
Never mind.
What was that, Dark?
I
My
you
brain
said,
stopped.
have you heard of a grasshopper called the wart eater?
I've never heard of it.
Does it eat warts?
Yes. Or at least that's what people thought.
And that's why people had them clinging to their faces and wonder why they got pregnant 6 weeks later.
It's just giant ass grasshoppers or locusts.
Hmm.
That
Oh,
people
man.
use to get rid of warts. Because they
Did
bite
it
really
work?
hard.
Aye.
I don't know.
I guess I would do it. I mean, enough bite force behind those teeth. I mean, they can pretty much get through almost anything.
Yeah. Kind of like how they use the heads of. I guess they're just literally called suture ants because of that. They use the heads of suture ants to, well, suture wounds closed.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where they pretty much they take an ant, stick it to a wound or something like that, and they break their head off to hold the wound in place.
Yeah, so basically,
I think they call those
They-
bullet ants. They're like Asian
no,
something ants or something.
not the bullet ants. Those will fuck you up if they sting you.
I know.
But they essentially take the ant, they bring the ant to the wound, they entice the ant to bite, and then it will bite,
Yeah.
and then because its jaws are very powerful, it will then close the wound. Not completely, you have to use multiple ants for it. Depends on the wound size. And then they simply twist the body, and voila, you now have the head. And for some reason, I guess it's just how the muscles in the ant work. The strength, the strength of the bite stays at maximum even with their body removed. So it just works as a natural suture to keep your wound closed while it heals up.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Probably feels weird as fuck.
It would probably be very bizarre, I would say. I would agree.
Makes me wonder. all those people that you see on like the Amazon and whatnot that are missing like legs and arms. How the fuck did they live through the loss of the limb?
Great question. Can you
Like-
repeat the question once more?
Like, did they just? Was there like a witch doctor that just fucking sutured them up and then just whatever healed?
I mean, that could. I mean, that's kind of how you figure things out. You know the phrase, "You fuck around, you find out."
Hmm.
And as for your whole what ant they are, apparently it's many different types of ants.
Oh yeah, pretty
Because
much
there's
any
army
ant
ants,
that
leafcutter
gives the
ants,
proper
and other types of ants that
bite
were used
down.
with it. Pretty much. Yeah, it's
Anything
pretty much
that's got
any of them
big
that have a
jaws.
strong mandible.
yeah, but not the bullet ants. You don't touch them.
One dude I like watching was Brave the Wilderness. That dude would
Yeah,
like
I saw
purposely
him.
get bit on purpose for that stuff. Like at that one point, like the murder hornet, when that first brought it up and everything, like he intentionally went to find one and grabbed it and had it sting him. Dude was like, oh, dude was out.
That
He was like, I
dude
think
that-
he just,
That dude with the mustache that created the pain scale for bullet ants for ants. Yeah. Like full props to him and all. But why did he do it out of 5? That doesn't
Yeah,
make
no.
any sense. 5 feels way too limited. At least do 10. Because you're sitting here and it's like, oh, you're about to be stung by a 4 ant. Like, okay, you get stung by the 4 ant. Wow, that was really painful. Like, all right, now you're about to be stung by a 5 ant. Like, okay, you get stung by a 5 ant, and you're like, oh, good God, I'm dying, I'm burning in hell. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, the difference between a 4 ant and a 5 ant is fucking massive.
yeah, it really
it feels
is.
like you
there's-
need a couple more numbers in between those.
definitely, because it doesn't feel like there's enough. Like,
Because, for
I just
example,
can't
what if
fathom-
one of them, like one of the ants is a 4 ant, and then another ant is a 5 ant, but then you find another ant that's an even more powerful than the 5 ant that you previously judged.
I mean, yeah,
You already
like,
hit
that's kind
5. What do you do then?
It becomes 5+ is probably what they just put down in the papers. Like, yeah,
but
I mean, as
but
you
they
said,
didn't, because 5 was the maximum. That's what he set the scale to.
Yeah, like I agree with you though. It's like props to him and all, but like I feel like the scale needs to be bigger, or like people like need to kind of like think about the idea of putting halvesies in it. You know, decibels. Well, not decibels.
Well, if you put decibels, then it's just you're literally doing the out of 10 or 100. Because let's say it's like when you do a scale of out of 10, and then people are like, it's a 5.6 out of 10. It's like, congrats, dumbass. It's a 56 out of 100. That's what you just did.
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
You're gonna add a point in there. Just do the fucking 100 scale. 'Cause that's what you're doing.
Yeah, you might as well at that point. I mean, I agree with you though. It's like there's so many, like especially with the evolving species and stuff like that. Like for example, that murder hornet wasn't a thing like 15 years ago, and now it's a thing, and it's like, oh hey, yeah, those things hurt like a bitch.
Mm.
I don't know from experience. I only know because the Brave Wilderness guy was psychotic enough to get stung by one of them. Like, jeez, and that dude was like, oh, dude, that guy was all sorts of fucked from like the next day
Oh, yeah.
over and back again.
One thing I
He
will
was
say,
suffering.
keeping my mind busy with the conversation and keeping my mind busy with this cash out is actually helping. I'm more cognizant. Turns out that stimulants still work, but they just need to be in a lot denser supply.
Oh, okay, so I should stop.
No,
If you can help
I'll
it.
deteriorate.
No, I was thinking of the Poe thing. Just like, I'm not dying,
Oh
you
yeah,
idiot. Dragon Warrior. I am simply.
Because before, when I was playing the other game, that was just a single stimulant that I was getting, which was just the game. And which I did.
I think it's that
that
same stimulant kind of on the idea. It's like where you have multiple people to do stuff with. Like for example, doing something on your own, yeah, you could do it pretty far, but like if you add extra people into it to keep like the whole thing interesting overall,
Mm-hmm.
then it stacks up, you know? Like it's a great example, you know, like Minecraft. Okay, yeah, Minecraft, it's fun and all, but after like so many times
It's boring.
it gets boring.
Mm.
But then you add people into it, maybe mod it like you have.
Mhm.
Then it's a lot more interesting, especially if you play with.
Check out
people
our All the
who've never
Mods
played
playthrough.
Modded. Oh yeah. What? Wait for the. I can't think of a single mod pack in there. I know the only one I can think of is All Create, and I think you're tired of hearing those words coming out of my mouth.
Our mechanism mod with our nuclear reactor. Or is that not built yet?
Yeah, no, that was that.
Oh wait, no. By the
yeah,
time this episode comes out, which will probably be months later, yeah, the nuclear reactor will be built.
I know it would be built in one of them. That's
Don't
about all I know.
tell
Because
me that
you
yet.
have built it before.
Yeah.
It's just that, I don't know, because your whole episodes things are pretty backed up.
A little bit. Where
Like
did
the-
that fucking ketchup go? What the hell?
You mean the box of ketchup?
Yeah.
It's there.
Huh?
Bottom shelf, second shelf.
Get there. I was going to grab it.
Oh no, guys, he's hallucinating. He's
So,
hallucinating. He's losing it.
with that other game, I started getting bored, and as soon as I started getting even the slightliness of bored, it was that fucking. That's what it was. But now that I'm fucking doing math and having a conversation about what were we talking about?
It started off with you
Yes.
talking about the Japanese shirts, and then wanted us talk
No,
about
no,
the
no.
bull
The
and
conversation. Yeah, the ants. We started talking
ant scale.
about
The ants,
ants.
bull ant scale.
My
yeah.
my eyes were like, hey, I'm not that tired anymore. Even
Yeah,
though
like,
I
again,
am, I'm still extremely tired. But I'm more cognizant, and I can now actually articulate my sentences quicker and better. See,
Patience.
just that sentence
Yeah.
sounded nice.
Well, I mean, the concept of talking about the whole biting scale for like ants is like not a bad one. Like, I'm not sure if like there's a separate one for like all animals that bite and sting, or, like as a whole, or if it's like they all have their own separate lists.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, it's just a sting thing because ants. Some ants have stingers, some ants have really big mouth
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, that's right. Like again, like the guy from Brave Wilderness, he got stung by that one murder hornet, and I was like, okay, it's not, yeah, that's like a stinger, but then you have the ants that are actually biting with like their mandibles,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You know what?
Which now that I think about it, he actually, when he did the murder hornet video, he got stung twice technically, because the first one didn't really go in enough, and then the second one it just like went in.
Mm-hmm.
He got stung twice, which is scary. Then you have like, isn't there the other one, like the newer one, where it's like it can recognize your face and everything, or is that the same species? I don't think it's the same species because I think that would have been a little more scarier thing to do because it has facial recognition.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, like honestly, like that's like a scary idea in itself because it's like, oh hey, it will memorize your face. Oh
That's
no!
where you burn it.
Yeah, that's when you get the you get that heavy duty flamethrower from Warhammer.
Flammer.
The flammer flamer. The flimmer flammer, the fling flang flim flom. Flom flom fling flam. Ah, that burned my nostrils. Man, would you ever do that for a like that would actually probably be an idea for like a vote of the polls kind of thing for a much later idea for down the line.
Oh god, it looks like shit. What do you think?
Yep, this is that Walmart floor.
Hell
This
yeah.
is that Walmart floor.
Yep, it's got the scuff marks and everything.
Yep, this is the Walmart floor.
I hate it.
I hate it, but for the content.
Well, eventually I have to do the rest of the floors, but we'll keep it there for now.
Yeah, for now. Because now we need to buy more products.
Before
Nah.
you end the day.
Ah, fine. Get out of the fucking. Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I dropped it on the floor specifically for you because I knew you would want it and need it. for all your
I'm
wonderful
so
bug biting
tired.
needs. Which is ironic.
Which part? The part that we were just talking about? Or the fact that when my heat problem goes berserk, it feels like a million bug bites? Or both?
Well, actually, I mean, you probably fall on the scale of both. Next time you have that really bad problem, how about you check it on the bite sting scale?
It would probably be a 1. I mean, it hurts, but it's not like...
Like,
it's agony, but in a different sense. It's painful, yes. But it's not a bad bite. It's just there's 1,000 of them on your entire body. That's what makes it bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the idea, like when you get bit by a mosquito or no.
Yeah,
That's not enough example.
Well, like a mosquito or like a, I don't know, horseflies are kind of bad. Yeah.
One
kinda like a
horsefly
horsefly.
is a bad one. Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong.
Where you're like, ow, and then you fucking like swipe it away and whatnot, and then you rub your fucking hand over it to like scratch it and whatnot, kind of like
Yeah.
that. Except a million of them everywhere, and then at that point you're like, there's so many, and you have 2 options: lose your shit, or mentally
or try to remain calm.
yeah, or mental fortitude yourself. How the fuck did we get 2 tuna bad days?
Great question. She might have had one of the
Yeah, she
boxes.
must- So, yeah, it fucking sucks. However, mainly because I've been dealing with it for about half my life now. In recent times, my mental fortitude towards it has gotten a lot better. It still hurts like a motherfucker. That's all the same. It's just I can mentally handle it better,
Yeah.
which is nice. So I don't get as pissed when it happens. Still do, but it's not like full on rage anymore.
Yeah. It still happens.
Oh yeah, it definitely still happens. I went to Winco one time with my jacket on. That was a mistake.
Yeah. You know, I don't know why, but this sprung into my head about avocado. So, like, you've seen how the guy from Brave Wilderness does his, like, stings and bites, right? Where he holds them with the little pincers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he, like, I give him props for it because I don't think I could do it. Like, when he gets stung and everything, he still keeps the maintaining of the same amount of pressure on, like, whatever he's holding. And doesn't either let it go like, sometimes he will let it go, depending on what it is, or he won't fucking squeeze his fingers together and, like, crush it or kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, I give him props for that, but man, some of those stings he's done, they're amusing, but then some of them, it's like, oh god. As far as I can say, the worst one I have seen was that murder hornet. Because he got, like, stung 4 times on one arm, and he was just in pure agony. The thing was, like, it was a big whelp on his forearm. Yeah, I think that's his forearm. It was a part of his arm. That's all I know.
That's something that can deter a fucking bear.
Oh yeah, that stuff ain't no joke. Like, what's the one thing? It was is cattle biter, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
Yeah, something to do with like a cow and an ant or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't get that name for no reason.
Alright, JD's Linneman. Tune in next time.
Yay.
AIDS and lemons. Grapes and lemons. Wouldn't it be eggplants and peaches?
Do we end it here?
Yeah, it could be a
Oh, that's if you think about it.